A drop in President Zuma's ratings and a Port Elizabeth fisherman gets into a tangle with a great white shark. Good day to you. Research agency TNS says President Jacob Zuma's approval ratings have dropped a substantial 10 percentage points from their all-time highs and have stabilized at around 48% in cities. The agency says this is down from President Zuma's all-time high rating of 58% at the end of 2009. TNS sampled 2,000 South Africans in 7 metropolitan areas. Neil Higgs from TNS says economic issues play a major role in the assessment of the president.
The most pressing issues in South Africa always revolve around poverty, unemployment, crime and housing. Those will be generally the most hot topics. Obviously things like education and health do raise themselves as well, but unemployment is always the hottest topic, followed by poverty and crime.
The study shows race is a major factor. It found that 62% of black South Africans approve of the president, while the corresponding figure for white South Africans was 24%, 23% among coloureds and 30% among Indians and Asians. Over 1,400 motorists have been arrested across the country for various traffic offences since the beginning of the festive season. The Transport Ministers joined law enforcement officers at roadblocks as part of the December holiday road safety plan. The latest figures show that over 700 people have lost their lives and around 600 fatal crashes since the beginning of the month. Logan Maestri is from the Transport Ministry.
From the 1st to the 18th of December, 1,434 motorists were arrested, including 501 for drunk driving, 93 for excessive speed, 37 for reckless and or negligent driving, 104 for overloading, 420 for not being in possession of valid public transport permits, 16 for not being in possession of a valid driving license, and 3,956 unroadworthy vehicles, the majority of which are buses and taxis.
The Eastern Cape High Court has granted the wish of Thando Mabuna Mandela, the estranged wife of former President Nelson Mandela's grandson Mandla, to have her husband's wedding to a KwaZulu-Natal woman stopped. She filed an urgent court application yesterday to try and prevent the wedding from taking place. Mandela didn't challenge the application, but those close to him say plans are afoot to carry on with the wedding this weekend. It's the second time this year that Mabuna Mandela is trying to prevent her husband from tying the knot. A fisherman escaped death after his kayak was attacked by what's presumed to be a great white shark in Port Elizabeth. Vanna Kutsia escaped unharmed. He says he got the shock of his life.
I fell in the water, I looked to my left, I saw the great white was actually biting the kayak. So what I thought was I must get onto the kayak to secure myself. And when I actually pulled myself halfway up, I eyeballed the great white and I got on the kayak and he was coming in my direction. So I braced myself and fortunately nothing happened.
The US has for the first time conceded that it bears significant responsibility for an airstrike last month on the Afghan border that killed 24 Pakistani soldiers. The top story, research agency TNS says President Zuma's approval ratings have dropped a substantial 10 percentage points from their all-time highs and have stabilized at around 48% in cities.